everyone and welcome back to my channel. We've got a little bit of a different video today and I have been really excited to film this for such a long time because this month, this March, I am celebrating 10 years on the internet. I have officially been online for an entire decade, which sounds absolutely insane to say. I feel really old, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel really old to have been able to be online for an entire 10 years. It absolutely blows my mind, and a lot has happened in those 10 years and I cannot believe how many of you guys have been around for that long. Like, it has been an absolute whirlwind, from me taking photos in my childhood bedroom, like mirror selfies and all of that, then going to university, Alex and I getting our first flats, moving to London, and then obviously moving back down to Hampshire. I feel like it has been an absolute journey, and if there's one thing that I definitely think I have been on a serious journey with, it is my style. I feel like I've had such an evolution with my fashion, with my wardrobe, and I don't know what it is, but I think, and a lot of you guys have noticed this, especially in the last year, I've really settled with my style and become very protective and very personal with my own individual style, my own individual wardrobe, and just what feels me. I feel like I've been on such a journey, and I do feel like I've kind of come out the other side knowing this feels like a me outfit. I'm very protective of what I want to add into my wardrobe, what I'm styling up, what I'm wearing, and I feel like I really have created this like bubble of my own personal style now. And I thought it would be really fun today to take a little trip down memory lane, to look back over the last 10 years at my personal style, at my style journey, and see how much it has changed. So I literally just sat on my bed. I thought that we could have a good old chinwag and a good old catch up. So I hope you've got yourself a cup of tea, maybe some chocolate biscuits, and let's get chatting. So to take a trip down memory lane, I have pulled some photos out of the archives. I scrolled all the way down to the bottom of my Instagram, which took me hours because I now have over 3,000 photos on my Instagram account. So I was literally sat scrolling like kept going, it kept going, because obviously 10 years on the internet, there's 10 years worth of photos to go through, and I have gone all the way back to the first outfit photo I ever uploaded on Instagram. I actually didn't upload my face when I first started my account for such a long time. My blog and my Instagram, I started them both at around the same time, and I never uploaded my face because I was still very young at the time. I was a little bit unsure about like the internet, like insecurities and things like that. And it took me a really long time to get confident enough to show my face. And I don't know if this was definitely the first outfit photo I ever posted, because this is actually from 2015. And I did start my blog on Instagram in 2013, but I think it was purely for the first 2 years. Makeup shots, flat lays, everything like that. I never showed my face, but this, which I'm going to put on screen, we're bringing out the screenshots, we're bringing out the archives. This is my first outfit photo from my Instagram that I ever posted. And looking back, I really do feel like as I was going through those photos, you could really see that I just didn't really know what suited me best. I wasn't really that comfortable in like my own personal style, but if there's one thing that I think is pretty darn clear, we love a floral. We absolutely love a floral. I feel like it really is quite fitting that the first outfit photo I ever posted is a floral top. I mean, it's not a floral dress, but it is a floral top, and I absolutely loved that top. I remember picking that up at New Look and thinking that it was the cutest thing I'd ever seen, paired it with some skinny jeans. It feels very of the time. Not entirely sure why I'm not wearing shoes in the photo, but yeah, that's my old childhood bedroom. You can see the like floral bunting behind me, the Cath Kidston bedding. It was very of the time, and as we go through, you can kind of see that I feel like the biggest thing that I noticed when I go back through these old photos is how much I kind of like went with what was trending versus what suited me. So this next photo, the Joni jeans. Who remembers Topshop Joni jeans? I feel like they were what every 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old wore in like 2012 to like 2015. Like, they were everywhere. We all loved our Joni jeans, and I remember I absolutely loved these black ones. They were awful. Like, they were so badly made. They did not suit me very well. I feel like I was really having to pose in this photo, and as you can see, I was tiny at the time, like absolutely tiny. I remember having to really pose for the photo for them to look good. I remember one time I snapped the belt loop of the Journey jeans because it was so difficult to pull up and down. And I do remember this crop top that I'm wearing here. It's from Topshop, and I do remember I absolutely loved that. So I feel like that was like my skinny jeans era. I know I've been chatting about skinny jeans a lot recently as well. The two that I picked up from Zara, when I watched back, I was like, I'm not entirely sure if I'm vibing with them. So I have been looking for some more, but every time I look back at the skinny jeans photos, I'm like, do they suit me as much as the dress? Probably not. But as we kind of move on, so what year are we in now? We're now in 2016. I remember my phase with jazzy pants. Jazzy pants were all I wanted to wear. I feel like I really am a creature of comfort, and I want to make sure that the outfits that I'm wearing, like even all the way back then, were comfortable as well as cute. So I had such an obsession with jazzy pants. I've got so many here, like 3 photos I'm scrolling through. They're all jazzy pants shots, and it's so funny because I would not be seen in those trousers anymore, like at all. They are just not me. They don't suit my personal style. They're very much like going traveling around Thailand kind of vibes, and I feel like I was around that age. I would have been around 18 at the time. So yeah, that does make sense, because I feel like all of my friends were going off and traveling and coming home in their Thailand jazzy pants, but it was something that I just wanted to wear. Okay, moving on to university days. This shot I remember taking, I got my flatmate to take it for me. This was my student halls all the way back when I first met Alex. I don't think we'd started dating at this point, and I remember I loved this jumpsuit, and it's so funny because it is so boobalicious. Like, I would never wear that in this day and age. It's way too low cut for me. I mean, the dress that I'm wearing right now, I'm already like, don't know if you've noticed, I have been fiddling with it a bit because I do find low cut dresses on me, I'm just not as comfortable in them. But this, I remember being like, this is the cutest outfit I've ever worn. It's so small, it's so short, and it's so low cut. I would not be seen dead in that. But the other university outfits I feel like aren't too bad. They're just very like student-y. There's a lot of denim going on. I remember these jeans very specifically with the tiger on them. Again, from Topshop. There's a lot of Topshop outfits here. I used to absolutely adore Topshop, and I remember thinking they were the coolest thing ever. Lots of denim, lots of skinny jeans. But the more I look at these photos, the more I just think, you don't know your personal style, and you don't know what flatters you. Because I really look back and think these like crop jumpers and things like that, they're just not so flattering on me. This photo I remember really specifically as well. I think this was my, yeah, this would have been my 19th birthday. Look at my old childhood room. Oh my goodness me. Safe to say my parents have changed it a lot since I left. It's now a beautiful guest room in their house. But yeah, the main thing I just noticed about all these photos is that it's just like skinny jeans, crop jumpers. It feels very studenty and very, I don't want to say lost, but it's just, as I look back, I'm like, that's just not you. We then start to get into the fashion outfits, and I'm not gonna lie, we have some very questionable choices. Number one, this one. What was I thinking? Why am I wearing a maroon chunky knit jumper with a grey top? Oh, this was the time of the slogan tees. A grey slogan tee, a little denim skirt, and what seems like tights with knee-high boots. It's just not giving, and I don't really know what I was thinking. The next one I think is even worse. Sass top with this like weird fluffy coat and some paper bag trousers. Paper bag trousers do not suit short girls. Why did I ever think that paper bag trousers would be cute? They're not a vibe. They completely cut you in half, and oh my goodness me, this is just not a nice outfit. I feel like I'm really trying hard in these as well. It's when I'm really starting to get into the like fashion element of my Instagram, and I really made an effort, but a lot of these outfits are kind of just falling flat for me. Like even just like the trousers and a top, the jeans and a jumper, like it's just not really giving. It seems very basic, but like trying at the same time. Now this one I do remember was my first proper Instagram photo shoot. It's insane. And actually, as I look at this outfit, I'm like, oh, a Ralph Lauren jumper. You know what? We started with that kind of old money vibe a long time ago. So this would have been, I think, 2017, maybe early 2018. So about 5 years ago now. And I do remember this photo shoot. It was with a friend of mine. I was living in Derby at the moment because I was still at university. She was living in Nottingham, and I used to drive to Nottingham to do photo shoots with her, and it just made me feel so professional. And it was the first time where I ever kind of thought to myself, I could make this a job. Like, I really want to do this full time. I have so much fun doing it. And yeah, I used to spend like my weekends and stuff going to take photos with her. And again, as I look at these outfits, the first thing I noticed is, my goodness me, I did not know what fake tan was. Or maybe she just had a really high exposure on her camera. But again, it's a lot of like skinny jeans, a lot of just like jumpers. But this one, This is actually an outfit that I feel like I didn't style well, but it's a very Ellie outfit, a pleated midi skirt. I would wear a pleated mini skirt now. So even though I feel like the colours aren't quite right, I hadn't really styled it well. It looks a bit Christmassy, even though I remember these were shot in like September. It's just not quite hitting the mark. Again, I'm trying really, really hard here, really trying to get into fashion, but it's just not quite right. Now this next one, even though I feel like looking at this photo, it's not the most flattering, I really do feel like this is where I start to kind of find my style. Skirts, pretty tops. This is what I really, really love to wear, but I feel like I just wasn't quite getting it right at the time. I really opted for a lot of like mini skirts, which looking back now, I don't think are the most flattering on me. And crop tops, again, not something I would really wear now, but this was a very like experimental time for me. I remember this photo so specifically because I remember everyone went nuts for it when I first posted this. Everyone said, this doesn't look like you, oh my god, this is amazing. I remember I made it my profile photo, and looking back, I'm like, what am I wearing? I'd cut the jeans myself, not very well, clearly cut them way too short. I was wearing these massive round sunglasses. It was the time when we were all obsessed with putting our hair in the like pirate napkin thing. It's just, it's not really giving. And as I look at these outfits, again, it's all about the fashion element. It's clearly very trend driven, because a lot of these I think I don't like now, but at the time I remember thinking they were so cool. It was what everyone was wearing. I remember going to Topshop and I would always like find outfits to shoot, but now I look back and just think that's just, it's not you, it's not giving. There's a lot of colour going on here as well. I remember this photo very specifically actually because this was the first big influencer event I was invited to. I went all the way down to London from Derby to go to it. It was a breakfast event, so I think I had to get like the 5 AM train, and I look at it and think, oh my goodness, this is so not a me outfit. I was wearing these like wide leg trousers, this orange top. It's just really, really not me. But I remember thinking I was the bee's knees at that event. I met loads of girls that I've been following for so long, and I had such imposter syndrome. It was so funny. I feel like now we're kind of starting to get into Ellie styling. We've got a skirt, we've got some flowers. I was getting a little bit experimental with my Instagram. I definitely didn't style the flowers correctly. It's just some random tulips in my hand, like definitely not a vibe. But I really do feel like these outfits, these like summer outfits, I was really starting to like come into my own. The little dresses, the like maxi dresses, the cute kind of like pairing. I really look back and think actually these are cute outfits. And I do remember very specifically this trip that I went on. I was so proud of these photos because it was the first time I ever did any like travel content, and it made me fall in love with it. And that's the first time that I was like, yes, I want to travel more for my job, and I absolutely loved the shots that I got. Now this next outfit, I feel like it's quite cute actually, but looking at the photo, I'm like, it's not quite hitting. I feel like I haven't accessorized it properly. Maybe it's the facial expression I'm putting. The fact that I haven't actually styled up my hair. I never actually used to use heat on my hair, so it's really, really weird looking back at these photos. But we've got a trench coat on, we've got a cute little top handle bag, we've got some like cute little mules, pair of blue denim jeans. Like, it's quite a simple outfit, but again, it's just not very me. Now this next one, this is actually the introduction of the Burberry trench. It's the first time I ever wore the trench. I bought it the week before, and I remember I was so excited to shoot it, so excited to wear it. Looking back at it, I'm like, wow, maybe it needs to go to the dry cleaners because it looks so much brighter and crisper and like prettier. But these are some real like fashion shots, me trying really, really hard. I remember spending hours styling up the outfits. I spent so much money because I went and like bought new pieces. We've got this gorgeous check jumpsuit, and then we've got some over the knee boots with a skirt. And I must admit, it took me a really, really long time to realize that over the knee boots just do not suit me. I get questions a lot about styling over the knee boots rather than just knee high boots, because obviously I wear a lot of knee high boots. I style them up quite a lot. People always ask me to style over the knee. As a girl that has really thick calves and really thick thighs, they just don't work on me. I've never been able to get them to look nice. I've never been able to make them to look flattering, and especially with the fact that I don't wear as many minis, particularly in like autumn winter, I feel like it's just really not me anymore. Oh wow, this one, this I remember was a shot. It was another one that I remember people went nuts for. Everybody absolutely loved it. These were some really, really like fashion shots for me. I look back at some of the outfits and think, yeah, that's quite cute. Like some black wide leg trousers, some flares. We've got like a little cropped puffer. They're cute, but again, they're just not me. Now looking at this next one, oh my goodness me, this was the first time I ever dabbled in like festive content, and I remember being so proud of these photos because everyone shot festive content around London, and I do think these photos kind of put me on the map a little bit because obviously I wasn't in London at the time, I was still up in the Midlands, and we actually went to the Nottingham Christmas market when it first opened. It was on a Tuesday or something, and we went there to get the photos and I loved them. I absolutely loved them. Again, I look back at them and just think they're not very me. There's a lot of these like cigarette trousers that are not the most flattering on me, and something I've definitely noticed, and this is something I kind of hate to say because my mum was right, tucking your jumper in isn't always the most stylish way to do something. Like cigarette trousers with a tucked in jumper, it's just not giving. It's just really not giving. It's cutting me in half. It's not elongating my body. I feel like I really wasn't like listening to my own advice that I give now, which is all about elongation, making you look taller, making you look longer. And a lot of these outfits I look at and think, wow, you look really short. It's just not the most flattering silhouette. Now this outfit, I do remember I absolutely loved it, and I do feel like this is when I start to dabble in very me outfits. This is really gorgeous midi skirt with just like a little black jumper. I feel like it's an outfit I'd wear now. It's definitely an outfit I would wear now. And the thing that I definitely notice as I'm kind of going through these photos is that I go from a really me outfit now to an outfit that's maybe a bit more trend driven, and I definitely think the trend driven outfits are the ones that I look back on and think, I'm not a fan of that anymore. I do remember this one though, this skinny jeans outfit. I literally hired the Dior saddlebag to use for this shot because I was so desperate to have a designer handbag. It was just before I bought any of my other ones. My first one that I ever bought when I was at uni was my YSL college, other than my Louis Vuitton, but that's not exactly one you can take out and shoot. It's like a cute little handbag. And yeah, I remember I'd like hired that bag to take the photos, and I was so obsessed with it. But yeah, the kind of main thing that I see is that like we have a few little like florals, we have a few little like, you know, feminine silhouettes, but then it gets tied into that like androgynous vibe, that very trend-led look, and that's just really not me anymore. Okay, I just stumbled upon a photo that I feel like I would literally wear this exact outfit right now. We've got a gorgeous pair of strappy sandals. We've got a floral midi dress. I remember this one. It's from Whistles. It's gorgeous. I don't think I still have it in my collection, but kind of wish I still did. And a June straw basket bag. That is literally my style to a T, and I was only 21 here, and I do feel like this is where I start to kind of incorporate that style. But I do remember feeling, I don't want to say frumpy, but I do remember feeling a little bit self-conscious in that outfit because I remember thinking the girls my age aren't wearing this, and it's something that I used to be so self-conscious of fitting in with people around me, like fitting with what everyone else my age is wearing. And it's so funny because I do not dress like a 24-year-old. I always joke, I dress like a 54-year-old. Like, I wear what's comfortable, I wear my lovely florals, my midis. I feel like the best way to describe it without tooting my horn is it's very ageless. A lot of my outfits you can wear in your 20s, you can wear in your 30s, you can wear in your 40s, you can wear in your 50s, and so on and so forth. And I really love that, but I do remember wearing this and thinking, oh my goodness me, I look about 20 years older, or like the outfit is about 20 years too old for me. But I look back and think, I love that. I absolutely love that. So it's so funny how much you kind of like, maybe it's an age thing or a confidence thing, I don't know, but I've just embraced the fact that I always joke to my friends, I dress like a 54-year-old. I don't dress like the people around me that are my age, but that is something I am perfectly okay with. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the further we go, the further away from my personal style I start to see, and I think it is because I really did fall down the rabbit hole of wearing Instagrammable outfits, and it's such a shame because I think a lot of people fall down that trap, and a lot of people can get tripped up by that, by thinking you have to be wearing these really interesting, cool, trend-led outfits, and I look at that and think it's just not me. I mean, I'd incorporate some like very classic pieces like my Burberry trench. We've got another gorgeous midi skirt, but I mean, what is this pose that I'm doing? What is this pose? It's just not cute. But I do feel like it is quite a difficult one when you're doing this job. Sometimes you do feel quite a lot of pressure to be the coolest one in the room, to be wearing the coolest outfits, the most shoppable things. Everything has to be new, everything has to be on style, everything has to be trendy. And actually, I've really realized recently that is not what it's all about. The one thing that I will say though is I feel like, especially with my summer style, it has not changed for many years. I remember this photo, it was literally the summer of 2020 when we were first coming out of lockdown, and it was the first time I started getting into that kind of like countryside cottagecore vibe, and I found myself. I really found myself. All of these photos that I'm seeing now, I'm like, beautiful, love it, ethereal, gorgeous. Like, they're just so me. First of all, I can't get over how long my hair is. Obviously, we just come out of lockdown and the hairdressers had not opened, but I love these outfits. I'd wear them now. They're super versatile, they're super gorgeous, like they're so me. And I do feel like that's a real testament when you look back at a photo that's like 3 years old to be able to say, yes, I would wear that now. Because I feel like my summer style has not changed for a long time. Like, I know what I love, my floral, gorgeous midi dress. It's my autumn winter style I have always struggled with. And when I look at these photos, some of them already, I'm like, that is just not me anymore. Like the mini skirts, the tartan, the chunky boots. Again, very trend led and not things that I wear all the time. I remember I loved these boots. They were actually Nasty Gal boots. I bought them twice because I wore them so much I ruined the first pair, and I literally loved them again. I bought them for a second time, and I look at these outfits and think they're lovely, but how much nicer would it have been if I'd gone for a really streamlined boot, like a more classic timeless boot rather than something so trend led. But I do feel like we are starting to incorporate a little bit of my style. It's so funny as I go through the outfits because I feel like you can tell where I'm kind of jumping back and forth. Like, this outfit is so me, it's so Ellie, it's very true to my personal style. This Matrix outfit, however, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? It was because leather blazers were so on trend right now. Knee-high boots were very on trend. Like, it's just not a me look. And it's so funny when I look back because those are the ones that I tried the hardest with, and they're the ones that now I look back on thinking, oh my goodness me. I feel like the main takeaway from looking back over the years is being able to see how streamlined I have become with regards to my outfits. I feel like when I looked back on my Instagram a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you didn't really know what to expect or what was coming next. It could be a floral midi skirt, it could be a completely androgynous suit outfit, it could be a full leather look, and that is just not where I want to be. I want to be the kind of person that you know what to expect, you know what kind of style they're going to be wearing, and every single outfit you're just like, yes, that feels like you. And I do feel like I've gotten to a point where I've really honed that in, and I think it's by looking at the silhouettes that suit me and by changing very specific things about myself. And sometimes it's okay to kind of keep it quite streamlined and a little bit almost samey. So for example, outerwear pieces. I feel like when I look at the outerwear that I used to wear, I'd go from cropped to long line to baggy to tight, and I definitely think that like longer line belted silhouette on me is so much more flattering. Even looking back at like my aviator jacket that I have had it for years and I've worn it so much, I didn't reach for it once this last winter, and I feel like that's a true testament that that should not be staying in my wardrobe. That should not be something that I have taking up space because it just isn't me. If I've gone a whole year without reaching for it, it needs to go. Similarly with footwear, I feel like that's another one where I've really changed recently. This past year I think has been the most noticeable in how much I have adopted my own personal style and how much I've found myself with my fashion, and also how much I'm just not worried about trends anymore. I was so obsessed with chunky footwear, so obsessed with big trainers, my Balenciagas, my big chunky boots, and now I realise that more streamlined silhouettes suit me so much better. Lovely tailored boots, like really like smaller silhouetted classical pieces are so much nicer on me. So I've actually have done a full cull of my trainers. I've got rid of my Converse, I've got rid of my Balenciagas, I've got rid of my big chunky boots because I just know that they're not me. That's the only way to describe it. They're just not me anymore. I must admit though, in terms of looking back at bags, I'm actually quite impressed. I feel like ever since I kind of started investing in luxury designer handbags, I have made some very good decisions, and there's only been a handful of handbags that I've actually sold, that I've moved on from, that haven't been quite right. A couple of them were my fault. Like I would definitely say that my Loewe puzzle bag, why did I get it in the pink? It was because it was the middle of spring, I was really excited, it was a colour that I was loving at the moment. I do not wear it. So as you will have noticed, it wasn't in my last bag collection video because I have moved on for it and ended up selling it. Similarly to the Chloe bag, that was one that I did try really hard with, the gorgeous little Chloe, I can't remember the name of it, but it was too dark a brown. I didn't do my research well enough. I should have gone in and seen it in person instead of just buying it online on a little bit of an impulse. But other than a very small, minute number of handbags, I feel like my collection is very curated, it's very well thought through, and as I look through the photos, 90% of what I see are the bags that I love in my collection, and I feel like that's a true testament to how luxury can work within your wardrobe, can stand the test of time, and just last you for years and years. But the main thing I feel like I have noticed from looking looking back over the last 10 years is how much I have changed the silhouettes that I want in my wardrobe. Those pieces that just flatter me, suit me, and hug me. And I always used to be a believer that you don't have to wear something to flatter you, but actually I feel so much better when an outfit is flattering me, rather than wearing something that's trend-led, rather than wearing something that's really cool at the time, that's really fashionable. I'd much rather wear a super flattering, super feminine outfit, and that is what I want to do. That's why I've been doing my petite girl guides recently. I really enjoy them because I love being able to give you like little tips and tricks on how you can just tweak an outfit ever so slightly to make you look taller, to elongate your torso, to make your shoulders feel broader. Like, I really love being able to do that because it makes such a difference to my own personal style. So it's really nice to be able to give you guys those tips as well, and for you to be able to add those pieces of advice into your own styling. As much as I have definitely found my personal style and I feel really comfortable in certain pieces, I do think there's still a bit of a way to go, especially with my winter wardrobe. It's something I still really struggle with. I always feel like I lose myself a little bit in like January, February time, and then March comes around, we bring out the florals, we bring out the gorgeous silhouettes, and I feel like me again. So I do feel like there is still a little bit of a way to go to really curate my personal style and make sure that I got it nailed to a T, so that no matter what month of the year, no matter what season, you know what you're coming on to, you know what to expect when it comes to my Instagram, my YouTube, and my styling. But it's been so fun to look back over the last 10 years at how much I've changed, how much I've found myself, and how much I've grown as a person. So 10 years on the internet, a decade of style. It's just absolutely crazy. So I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. I know it was a little bit of a different one, but it was such a fun trip down memory lane. I feel like it really does go to show like how your surroundings can affect you, how your age, your maturity levels, like that can so affect your fashion and your style. And I feel like I really have gotten to a point where I'm just so happy with what I call my personal style. So have this as a little bit of a nudge. Go through your own photos, go through what you think looked good, the pieces that you are absolutely not going to wear ever again. Have a little look through your wardrobe, and what outfits can you pull out that just feel like you? I feel like that's just the motto that I have every morning when I'm getting dressed. Does this feel like me? If so, then we are rocking it. But it was so much fun to go back over the last 10 years, and I cannot believe I have had a whole decade of life online. So if you're new here, if this is how you found me, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. You can come and join us for 3 videos a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And if you got to the end of this video, leave me down below the word style. Just leave me down below the word style in your comment. Tell me about your own personal style, your own journey that you've been on, or leave me your favorite fashion emoji down below, because I always love knowing who gets to the end of these videos. But wowie, I can talk, I can chat, so I'm going to leave you guys here. I hope you have the loveliest evening, and I hope you join me for the next 10 years, the next decade of style that I spend here on the internet. I love you guys so much. Mwah.